Hi and welcome to the channel. Today in this video we're going to look at changing the body on a Fender Stratocaster. Why you might want to do that and what benefits there might be to doing that. The guitar that we're going to use to do it with is my old Fotoflame made in Japan Fender Strat, which was the first proper electric guitar that I bought. I bought it new when I was about 15 years old and it was my go-to guitar for many years. It's had many different parts over the years, but it still kind of looks the same as it did when it was new, pretty much. Anyway, I've always loved the neck on it and loved how it plays. It's really nicely put together as well. The MIJ guitars are really nice, but the body's always bothered me a little bit because the Fotoflame guitars were kind of a fad, a 90s thing, a very 90s thing, where there was a film which had essentially a photograph of a flamed maple top that was stuck onto a traditional Fender body, and it gives a fake maple flamed top to the guitar, and they were in some quite crazy colours. There was an orange one and a purple one, and mine's a sort of greeny sunburst, green and black sunburst, which is quite cool, and I'm certainly pleased that that's the one that I got. But they're poly finished, so that means the finish on the exterior finish is poly, and it's really thick. So when they do crack and age, it's not in the sort of delicate way that a nitro body would, and it also will never wear through, obviously, because it's not wood underneath there. It's a picture of a flamed maple top, so it will never wear in quite the same way as an old Fender would. But the neck has, so the neck has worn really nicely. And it's also pretty heavy, so I've always felt that should the opportunity come along to partner this lovely maple neck with a beautiful two-tone sunburst Strat body, that I would probably consider it. And now I have got one, and we'll put together the neck from this Strat that I'm holding now with the body that I've bought. And we'll have a look at the body in a minute because I'm going to unbox it. This kind of thing is highly awesome. This is a Fender Stratocaster body. Now there are lots of different people that make aftermarket Strat bodies and Strats. You know, that's a thing. I think, yes. Look at that. This one is from Luke's Guitars in Italy. Now, look at that, and Nitro Alley. That's who does the finishes for Luke's Guitars. So if you haven't checked out Luke's Guitars, you've got to check him out. Vintage spec, fine instruments. He makes, he's so passionate about it, that he makes very good copies of stuff. He said he was going to give me this. So he's really passionate about old Fenders, and he makes complete guitars. And then I noticed recently Nitro Alley. I noticed recently that he'd done some bodies, so he's got all the machining and proper vintage specs. So what I always wanted to have with that maple neck was like a 54 style two-tone burst body, nitro, you know, like that. Okay, right, we're in. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, it even smells like, wow, you can smell the nitro. It's done up like a padded box. Oh, amazing. You can smell nitro. You really can. With the smell of Clive Brown. Anyway, let's get this out. Oh, golly. Oh, so light. Holy shitbags. Excuse my French. Right. Oh. Blimey. I don't know how much of that is coming through on the camera, but that is absolutely stunning. And oh wow, that is neat. Right, okay, so I've got the guitar on the desk here. What I'm going to do, the first thing to do obviously is to check the neck fits the new body. So cool. Look at this. ST54D, that's the Strat start and the Strat body. And there's a little shim in there that I've put in there, which I may or may not need. That's cool. Armok D, April 2015. There we go. So what I'm going to do is grab the body, and this is the moment of truth where we decide if it's going to be a go or not. Here we go. That is tight. It's a tight pocket. Nice. Japanese pots. I thought it was CTS pots, the Japanese 250k A's. Apart from this one's a CTS pot on the volume. Malfitano pickups are awesome. There's the bridge plate I was talking about. On there. On the bridge pickup. Bass plate, sorry. Little bass plate. So awesome. Lovely pickups these. Really good tone. That's the assembly removed. What they refer to a loaded guard. Bloody cool, isn't it, all this? I bet. Wondering, I've got some CTS pots, whether I might put CTS pots back in when we wire up the new one. These things. Genuine Fender, road worn strap buttons. And I've heard these things do wonders for your tone. Pay more for rust. Good job I'm not too precious about these things. Which is good because this one's really valuable. That's it. They did a good job on these, you know. That's the genuine 63 one right there. These ain't bad. They do look pretty similar. It's quite tricky. I might have to pop the neck off to do that. It'll make it easier. There you go. So yeah, I just popped the neck off. It made it a lot easier. It went well. It will make this bit easier as well. The claw screws are almost identical to the neck ones. It's just that they have that shoulder on them. So that the claw is obviously pivoting on the shoulder bit and not on the threads. However, I think on the 63, yeah, 63 Strat, no shoulder, just threads, better tone.
Sweet. Right, so one of the best things about buying and assembling too many Strats is you always end up with spare ones. This is the guard from another Strat that I put together a while ago with Tone Rider Pure Vintage pickups. Awesome pickups, really nice. And I've just done a swap, so I've taken the rubbers out of them, so I get the good tone from the rubbers on my Amalfitanos, and I can dispense with these crispy ones, so they're no good. And then the Tone Riders, there's also a decent CTS pot in there, possibly even two for my two tones. So I prefer to have than the Japanese ones. I like those CTS ones. So that's what I'll do next. Yeah, so the actual pickup height screws were really quite crusty as well. Quite a lot of this tone rubber had perished in the threads there of the screws. But we'll start putting this together now. Part of making this video is to make you feel like you're not alone. When fiddly things fall on the floor all the time and fingers get burnt. Doubt there's people in their 5s and even maybe 10s calling out now saying, "How do you do that? What are you doing? Muppeteer." But I don't care because it works. And in fact, every time I've done this before, I've built it from the ground up, so you know, undoing all this would be probably right. But this has worked quite well, just transplanting the stuff. Nice. Okay, we're starting to look quite good here. So I'm going to take the cap off and pop the two pots in from this one. So I probably won't film all that because it'd be quite boring. I have replaced the two tone pots with two that I had in that other Strat, and I've taken the rubber little pickup height rubber things from there as well, and replaced the other parts on the other guard as well, so that one should be working too. So I actually wired that back up too. I've just finished doing that, so now I'll put this whole assembly in the body. It's all pretty good. Get the heights of the pickups obviously up to something like what they were, and go from there. Nice. There we go. That looks lovely, doesn't it? Just bloody hope it works. Always dodgy if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so we are pretty much there now. What I did do is replace those pots as I was talking about. Put the cap back on the new pots or the exchanged pots. And then I did just give the neck a little bit, the neck pocket, just a little bit of a just a light, really light sand, just to get it snug but not really tight. So it's super good now. It's a super tight fit, but it's not like really stiff to get it in. It was a bit of a struggle to get it in to start with, but yeah, I've put it all together and I've just plugged it in, and everything's working, which is always nice. So I'm going to string it up now, and then I'll do some setup stuff. So I've strung it up now, Elixir 10 to 46, but unfortunately the whole thing fell apart as soon as I put any tension on it. So it's very much back to the drawing board here, which is a shame.
Not really. It's finished. Okay, let's draw some conclusions from this project. I'm really pleased that I did this. This guitar has become, once again, really inspiring for me to pick up, because isn't that what this is about, really? To be inspired by the instruments that you own so as you play them, and then you're going to create something. The work that Luke and Ale put into these guitars, be it the parts that they do next, they do bodies, and they do a whole complete guitars, the passion is right there. You know, this is a small operation. They're dealing in like tens of instruments, not hundreds or thousands like a factory, and beautiful. It's lightweight, it's beautifully finished. I know aged guitars aren't to everyone's liking, but I hope that you agree that this one has worked out pretty well in terms of how it looks and how it sounds. So yeah, thoroughly pleased with how it's panned out. The other point is that it is much more resonant. So I just strummed it there to see if you can pick it up. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but I don't think it radically alters the amplified tone when you change something like the body would. But in terms of how it sounds and feels acoustically, hugely different. Much lighter as well. Whole thing is now £7 and 4 ounces, I think. Just look it up. Sorry, £7.6. So the whole guitar now weighs £7 and 6 ounces, whereas when it had the Fotoflame body, it was nearly £8. My pre-CBS Strat is £7 and 9 ounces, just £7.5. And this one is less than £7.5 now, which is a really nice weight for a Strat, and it's awesome. So you know, if you've stayed long enough in this video to get to this point, then you really have survived a stay of execution, and you might as well go ahead and subscribe to this channel and get in the comments. What do you think? Do you think this is a ridiculous thing to have done? I'm sure it would be polarising. Think I've improved things, or have I just ruined my boyhood guitar? Well, be interesting to hear what you think. Take care. See you later.